We're starting this flow in a tall seated position. You want to open the backs of your knees to the floor, pull your toes back toward your face, and make sure your feet are straight up and down. Big stretch up, reaching up to the ceiling, and then we're going to gently, on an exhale, fold with a straight back, just as far as we can reach, keeping our back straight, and make sure those toes also stay straight up and down. We don't want to let the feet wing out or allow the knees to bend. We're really focusing on getting the stretch through the hamstrings, the feet, and the back. After that, we're going to pull one leg in, cross it over the body, get into a figure four. Check that our foot is still straight up and down. It tends to turn out. Big inhale and reach up, and again, fold forward with a straight back just as far as you can reach. Pull the toes back towards the face. You're going to take a few deep breaths here. Nice big inhales. We want to keep our neck straight. And every time we exhale, we're going to pull ourselves just a little bit deeper into the stretch. Pull that leg all the way over, planting the foot on the other side. Big stretch up. And this time we're going to turn the opposite direction for a seated twist. Staying nice and tall. Every time we breathe in, we're going to pull the crown of our head taller. Still pulling that foot straight back, checking that the long leg is not rolling out. You're going to inhale, and with each exhale, try to twist a little bit deeper. Finally, we're going to exhale, help that leg back over, back into our seated position, and go for another forward fold here. You can already see we've got a little bit more flexibility after stretching out. A couple big inhale, exhales here. Straight feet, straight legs, straight back. Pulling back to complete on the other side. Pulling into that figure four, nice and tall. Inhale, reach up, and fold again. Same thing, make sure that foot on the ground is straight up and down, pulling the toes back towards the face. A couple of deep breaths. Inhale, imagine your spine getting long. Exhale, try to pull yourself a little deeper into that stretch. We're just looking for good positions here. Pulling that foot all the way over onto the ground, and big seated twist. Just as before, we're going to inhale, grow taller, exhale, pull a little bit deeper into our stretch. Our long leg is straight up and down. We're pulling our toes back towards our face. A nice tall spine through the crown of the head. Exhale, help that leg up and over, back into our tall seated position for another stretch and fold here. Pulling the toes back towards the face, making sure our legs are straight, opening the backs of the knees to the floor. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, pull a little bit deeper into our stretch. We should be able to get a little bit more range now than the first time. We're going to get ourselves into a position where we can rock on the bottoms of the feet, stretching the fascia on the bottoms of the feet, rocking from the toes to the heels. Whatever way you can get comfortable, just stretching the feet. And finally coming to a standing position. We're going to bring our toes together. Big stretch up to the ceiling, coming into a forward fold. We're going to make sure our legs are nice and straight. Then bending and straightening the legs to floss the hamstrings. Make sure the feet are right next to each other and straight while we're doing this. And you might not get the legs perfectly straight, but we're going to get them as close to straight as possible. Come up with the hands to the knees, flat back and look up. Nice big inhale, then exhale, relax. If you want to hug the backs of the knees, and relax, roll up to a standing position. We're going to take a big stretch up, hands to the ground. Walk out to a place where we can step into our runner's position and finally half kneeling position. We're going to start to rock, open up the front of the hip flexors. If we have the balance to reach up to the sky, that'll help enhance the stretch here. We're gonna open up our hip flexors, rock back, stretch the hamstring. Open up our hip flexors, rock back, stretch the hamstring. Repeat this a few times, or as many times as you feel necessary. We're paying attention to our hips, keeping them as straight as possible while we do this stretch. Take it back, hands to the ground, step back and switch legs into that runner's lunge, half kneeling, rock to open the hips, arms overhead if we want to enhance that stretch. And then finally rocking back to stretch the hamstring after we've opened up those hip flexors. We're going to rock that hamstring a few times, pushing as far back as we can get with straight hips, looking to stretch the hamstring. And take a nice big breath with each stretch. Inhale and exhale. Finally, we're going to take it back to our plank position. Walk those hands back. Feet all the way together, nice and straight. One more big stretch for a forward fold. Reach back, extend the front of the body. Straight legs, bring it down to the ground. We're going to flex and extend our legs again, opening up the backs of the knees. Bring hands up to the knees, nice flat back, look up. Hands back down to the ground. We can come back to our seated position, and we're going to test with one final seated position, forward fold. Nice, straight back, as straight as we can. Feet straight up, pull the toes back to the face, straight legs. And we'll take a last few deep breaths here. Inhale, stretch the body. Exhale, try to relax and pull deeper. Excellent. And then we're just going to pull back. We can put our feet together, open up those adductors a little bit, rock into that position if it feels good. And for our final stretch here, we're going to take it into a happy baby. Grab onto the outsides of the feet, the ankles, and we're going to stretch those legs out one at a time, pressing the backs of the knees into the ceiling for a hamstring stretch. We're going to get them straight as we can, just opening up those hamstrings in a position where our back doesn't have to have any tension on it. Bring your knees into your chest, roll up, forehead to knees, and rock on the back up to a seated position. This rocking is a way to massage the back muscles. And that is your yoga flow.